Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox the Havit HV-KB380L LED backlit gaming keyboard, take a close-up look, plug it in and see it light up. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So as you can see, there are user instructions around the outside packaging of the keyboard box. So now let's go ahead and open it up by sliding this cardboard sleeve off. And we can set that to one side. And then let's go ahead and open up the box. And voila, there's the keyboard. Let's go ahead and pop it out from the box. And of course, on the inside of the box, there is a thank you note for choosing Havit. And let's go ahead and set the box to one side. And of course, let's just double check to make sure that there's nothing else left inside the box. And there isn't, so that's all cool. And of course, on the underside of the keyboard, when we picked it out from the box, there is some papers. So let's go ahead and check them out. Okay, so let's go ahead and check them out. So over here is the user manual for the Havit HV-KB380L gaming keyboard. So those are the instructions on how to use the keyboard's lighting. And of course some technical specifications as well. So lighting effects and function keys, and of course there are 8 sets of anti-ghosting combo keys. Okay, so let's set the user manual to one side. And of course there is a thanks for choosing Havit feedback card. Tell us your thoughts. And this appears to be in German. And let's set that down to one side. And then there's another tell us your thoughts card. And this one should be in English. And it is. Okay, so it's good to see that they're always wanting to know what you think of their products and trying to make the best customer experience for you. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the USB cable. So it does have a gold-plated USB connector plug. With the Havit branding on it. So it's nice to see this premium feature of having this gold plating on the connector. And of course, the cable is fabric braided. So nice to see. And of course, let's go ahead and undo the cable tie here. And let's set the cable tie to one side. And let's go ahead and pop off the protective foam packaging. set that to one side as well. And then I can show you the cable length, but not before first removing the protective wrapper from the keyboard. So you can see it's a black keyboard. Let's go ahead and set it down for now. And we will take a close-up look in a few moments. And let's set the wrapper to one side. Okay, and let's get back to checking out the keyboard cable length. So as you can see, it is quite long. And let me just shift the packaging a bit further behind. Just that little bit more so you have a clearer view of the keyboard without the surrounding distraction. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a close-up look at the keyboard. So one thing I notice is the weight of the keyboard. It is nice and heavy, so it is quite solidly built in terms of the weight of the keyboard. And as you can see, there are floating keys on the keyboard, so they sit quite nice and high. And let's check out the back side or reverse side or underside of the keyboard. And of course there are a pair of foldable feet that raise the keyboard up one level in this case, and in most cases. And there is a large silicone pad, a pair of them, in the front of the underside of the keyboard to keep it from slipping about. So that's nice to see. Let's bring the keyboard up close so you can see the keys a little bit more clearly. So the underside of the keyboard is plastic, but the midsection or the base on this side or this level, or as you can see, there are various tiers. So that tier or the base side where the keys are is made of metal because it is nice and cool, I can feel. It's nice to have that sandwich effect in terms of the tiered layers of the keyboard construction. Just to show you the side profile as well. So pretty cool indeed. And of course the upper top side of the keyboard. So you can see all the keys standing nice and proudly with the floating design. And just to show you the size for some perspective, put my hand or hands on the keyboard. So you can hear it is a membrane keyboard, although it does have the mechanical look to it. And let me bring the keyboard up close so you can check out the travel and sound or noise that the keys make up close and personal. Okay, so now let's go ahead and plug the keyboard in to see it light up already. So I have my Alienware M17X-R3 laptop on the side here. Let's go ahead and plug the USB cable in to a free USB port there. And instantly you can see the keyboard light up nice and brightly. So it does have a rainbow array of LEDs across the surface of the keyboard. And just bring it in close so you can see the colors a little bit more clearly. And it's nice to see the middle tier light up as well, so that sandwich color effect between the top and bottom layer of the keyboard with the translucent layer glowing along with the underside of the keys. So quite cool, as you can see. And of course there are some effects as well, in addition to the multimedia quick access function keys. There are keys to also adjust the brightness, speed, and of course the effect of the backlit gaming keyboard. So now let's go ahead and try and bump up the brightness of the keyboard. And that's done by pressing on the function and page up. Okay, so that's brilliant because it's not rising anymore. It is at maximum brightness, which is the default startup mode of the keyboard. So what we can do is bring the light down or turn it off completely. So as you can see, it appears to have 1, 2, 3 levels of brightness, and we can bring it right down to off. So low, medium, high, medium, low, off. Low, medium, high, and of course that's the highest. So let's just leave it on high, and let's try the different modes. So there is just one single lighting effect mode, if I understand correctly. So it's done by pressing on the menu button, and you can see it is now in the breathing effect. So you can see it is breathing or fading in and out very, very slowly. And of course we can speed it up by pressing on the function plus to increase the speed. And you can see that effect happen more quickly now. And let's try and bump it up some more, if possible. Okay, so it is at the highest speed of this effect. Let's go ahead and bring it down. So I've only just tapped it once. Tap it again with the function minus. So function minus brings the speed down for the effect. Function plus increases it. So you can see how it's slowed down now. And let's bring it all the way down. So with it all the way down, it is very, very slow and very, very soothing to watch. And let's see if I can change the speed by pressing and holding down the keys, which I doubt it will happen. So it requires tapping to change the speeds with the function plus and function minus keys. Okay, so let's go ahead and press the menu or lighting change key. So there we go. So it turns it off now. So what we have is static or solid lighting, breathing or pulsing, and off. So there are three modes it can be in: static or solid, breathing, and of course off. And let's just check with the breathing if we can raise or lower the brightness, which I don't think is possible, because that is just a standard way of the lighting with my experience from all the LED backlit keyboards which I've tested. The brightness doesn't change because it is part of the effect anyway. Okay, so those are the 3 or 2 lighting effects: solid, breathing, off, and then we've played around with the speed and brightness of the LED colors and effects. And the only other thing with this keyboard is we do have a win lock key by pressing function Windows, and that will prevent the window key from being pressed. Obviously that's not an LED feature, so that's just a gaming feature of the keyboard. And of course there is the swappable WASD keys with the arrow keys by pressing function W. And of course there is a key rate speed as well, which is done by pressing function Q. And of course I've mentioned the multimedia and quick access function keys, which are activated by pressing on the function plus the respective function keys at the top from F1 through to F12. And of course, not forgetting, there are 8 sets of anti-conflict combination keys. So that's the Havit HV-KB380L LED backlit gaming keyboard. Thanks for watching and happy gaming!